Hey, how's it going? It's Jeff Lerner here. I want to talk to you about the 3 things that rich kids are shown, they're taught. The rest of us, whether you're poor, whether you're middle class, pretty much you're not elite, you're not wealthy. You kind of got to figure this stuff out over the course of your life, and hopefully you do figure it out, because these are invaluable lessons, and these are a huge part of the success formula that comes from growing up around really wealthy, really successful people. Let me explain what these 3 things are, and I think this is gonna make perfect sense to you, because the thing is, you don't have to be rich to take advantage of these truths. You don't have to be rich to understand them. You don't have to be rich to benefit from them. You just have to decide that you're gonna take the lesson and go put these into play in your own life. So here's the first thing that I observed. First of all, in wealthy culture, education is more than how you learn to do a trade or to get a job. Education in wealthy culture is a big part of identity. Being educated, where you learn, what you learn, how you learn, the importance that you place on learning, and what you do with what you learn, they affect us at a very cellular level, a foundational level to who we are and who we become in this world. And that's something that wealthy culture just imparts to children, and that a lot of other, maybe other socioeconomic classes, they think of education as a means to an end, but they don't really think of it as like this formative process, this sort of brand for life. And I want to encourage you to think about education in that way, because it can have a very, very powerful impact on you when you allow it to exist in your life that way. The second thing wealthier kids tend to get more than kids from lower income families is that life is not meant to be a struggle. A lot of wealthy, successful families have this idea that, a lot of the same fundamentals apply: hard work, consistency, how you show up, being positive, but they view it as a surmountable challenge. Constantly viewing challenges as inherently surmountable gives you a completely different experience of the world than constantly viewing challenges as something that you're gonna get the short end of. The third thing that I think wealthier kids tend to get naturally, just by the way that they're brought up, is the value of networking. One of the things that, when you do have sort of in that culture, for better or for worse, that you kind of start to understand is that networking, your net worth is tied to your network, right? We hear that all the time. Networking matters. We recognize the value of who we know, and forming important relationships is the sense that certain people matter more than other people in terms of the impact in your life. Some people have more value, they matter more in terms of their potential impact on helping you realize whatever your goals are in your life. The social transaction game is something I need to learn and I need to thrive at. Those things usually come from carefully cultivated personal relationships. Recently, I'm about to close on a deal that is gonna basically change my life. I have this opportunity because 5 years ago, when I happened to meet a person, I managed that relationship in such a way that it made an impression that years later, when fate would have us circle back to reconnect, there was an imprint of a positive experience that allowed certain things to happen, because I was constantly looking for relationships that had potential long-term value, and trying to invest in managing them properly and building long-term relationship equity that you never know how it's going to thrive. You never know how it's going to benefit you. And wealthy people tend to understand this. They realize, a lot of people think that rich people are selfish and isolated and greedy and they don't need anyone and they hoard and it's all about them. No, usually really successful people are the people that have some of the best skills at managing and negotiating their greatest resource they have in their life, which is their human resources, their network, and their relationships with other people. So hey, hopefully those 3 lessons really resonate with you and you can take something from them. Again, education is a huge part of your identity. It's more than just what you learn, it's who and how you become. Also understanding that life is not meant to be a struggle. And then finally, understanding the power and the value of really good networking. You didn't have to grow up a rich kid to get this lesson. You can take the lesson right now and run with it and do some amazing things in your life. All right, hey, thanks, Jeff Lerner, signing off.